is this handsome guy? Don't you know? It's Leo Tolstoy. Yes, the one that wrote War and Peace and Anna Karenina and lots of other things. Did you also know that he was a philosopher, made his own shoes, and proposed the revolutionary idea of the most humane societal structure? Stay tuned, and in 10 minutes you will know other things about Leo Tolstoy, including what he considered the most necessary condition for personal happiness. What is commonly known about Leo Tolstoy besides that he was a Russian writer and wrote these two famous novels, War and Peace and Anna Karenina? As a matter of fact, he also created two other big novels, 10 plays, 15 novellas, over 65 short stories, more than 300 articles, and on top of that a few philosophical essays. His letters and diaries are well known as a source of wisdom. All of his work is filled with challenging moral dilemmas. Tolstoy's contribution to Russian and world literature is absolutely priceless, but he was not just an incredibly talented writer, but also was a remarkable individual. All of his life, Tolstoy was seeking wisdom and the right path. In his pursuit, he was heavily influenced by various ideological and religious movements, such as Brahmanism, Buddhism, Taoism, Confucianism, Islam, Quakerism, works of Socrates, Kant, Schopenhauer. He was trying to understand how he himself could be the best human being and what he could do to better the lives around him, not just people's lives. Don't believe when people preach that this life is foundation for the next life. It's really clear to me, an 80-year-old man, that I'm just a tiny instrument of God to serve his mission. Even as a young man, Tolstoy had a lot of self-discipline. At 18, he already had a set of rules he tried to follow to become a better man. Every morning, create a list of things you want to accomplish throughout the day and do everything you planned. Have as little sleep as possible. Bear all physical sufferings without external expressions. If you start something, don't leave it without finishing. Don't care about the approval of the people you either don't know or despise. Every evening, repeat everything you have learned during the day. Every week, every month, and every year, quiz yourself on everything you have done and learned. And if you found out you forgot something, start it again from scratch. Don't change your lifestyle even if you become 10 times richer. Don't allow yourself expenses that feed vanity. Use any additions to your wealth for society, not for yourself. Come up with as many tasks and activities for yourself as you can. Don't ask for help if you can finish the task yourself. The worse things are, the more active you should be. Be content with the present. Look for chances to do good. Try to make the lives of people connected to you pleasant. As you can see, even at 18, Tolstoy was already seeking the willpower development and tried to improve his memory, intelligence, tame conceit and greed, and overall become a better person. He did advise himself and others that it's necessary to fulfill everything one promises to themselves, and I really like it, at least because when we consistently honor our own promises, it helps maintain our personal self-respect and gives a satisfying feeling of integrity. And what a great idea to care less about the approval of people you despise or especially don't know. Good point, Leo. We should all remember that one. The advice about quizzing yourself on the things you've learned every week, month, and a year? What an amazing way of making sure that you are on top of your knowledge and skill. Do I need to even point out that all of Leo Tolstoy's personal rules are so universal that they are still relevant and applicable to us in the 21st century? Tolstoy was passionately preaching a principle of not responding to evil with violence, which he called non-resistance to evil. Tolstoy witnessed two of the Russian revolutions, and although he had criticized societal inequality in general and the violence and force of governments of his time, he was also not in favor of revolutionary movements, because he could only see multiplying violence in them. He also had his own views on Christianity and refused dogmatism, religious hierarchies and rituals of any organized church. He refused authorities, and although he considered himself a Christian, his brushes with the official church and lack of willingness to follow dogmatic religious rules resulted in him being banned from it. Tolstoy, however, deeply respected the core Christian morals and values and bowed to the commandments. Towards his later days, Tolstoy got disappointed in religion completely and set to follow his own set of views that he established for himself. He gave his own specific meaning to the concept of God. For him, it's signifying the unknown beginning of life, its endless foundation. Everything I know because of love. For Tolstoy, family always came first. He was very respectful of his marriage with Sophia Burrs. Most of his serious works were written after he got married. She was 18 and he was 34. He loved his wife very much, and she always helped him with his work and was a good friend, advisor, and a loyal wife. Even when they ran into some troubles around differences in principles and core values, they still remained together, and their marriage lasted for 48 years. Tolstoy was fond of any kind of labor, including physical labor, and worked a lot. He loved it. He encouraged everyone to work and despised laziness. He owned and personally cared for a few horses, made his own shoes, worked alongside farm workers, and was a passionate beekeeper. Tolstoy did not believe in wealth as a goal for personal happiness. In his early 50s, he became a vegan and practiced minimalism. His meals consisted mostly of oatmeal, but he also sometimes ate bread, potato cabbage soup, roast potatoes, and watery fruit or berry drinks. He mentioned that his health greatly improved after he adopted this diet, and especially after he stopped consuming milk, eggs, tea, coffee, and sugar. But the main reason for him becoming vegan was his total refusal of any kind of violence. He believed that ending any form of violence is the first step on a path of spiritual growth. As he became older, his lifestyle could be called even ascetic. He almost never wore shoes and hated dealing with money. He wanted to be close to the simple life that farm workers led. Remarkable life and views of Tolstoy inspired many people who saw purity and light in the thoughts of this very wise man. While he still was alive, a few of his followers even started a movement, Tolstoyan movement, keeping a few principles that Tolstoy believed as truth for himself and taught others. Do not fight evil with evil, but return evil with good. Love everyone and everything. Purify your soul. Live simple life. Adopt Christian values such as don't kill, don't steal, don't bear false witness, and don't lust. Till the very end of his life, Tolstoy was hoping that any kind of societal issues and world problems could be fixed by the power of consciousness, goodwill, energy of inspiration, even when it seems that everything is lost. His ideas about humanity and human growth and happiness were outside of the concept of countries, economies, or religions. He envisioned this world as a wonderful place where all people following their personal and spiritual awakening would love each other and unite in beautiful harmony. His views, influenced by the most progressive ideas of American humanitarians and with the support of Christian philosophy, were documented as a proposal for non-governmental ways of unity of people. He called it Christian fellowship, or using the language of political culture, it could be called a prototype of non-political unity, where cornerstones of the fellowship would be main living routines focused on the celebration of common humanitarian values and not the power. We hear the echo of these wonderful ideas in vegetarian and vegan movements, pacifism, end of discrimination, abolishment of capital punishment, and many others. Ultimately, Tolstoy's ideas of personal happiness were simple. Seize the moments of happiness, love, and be loved. That's the only reality in the world. All else is folly. He truly believed that the most important condition of being happy is human belief that happiness is possible. This is the story of an amazing and beautiful human being, Leo Tolstoy. What do you think of his ideas about Christian fellowship? Do you think it's a utopia? Or maybe still could be achievable? Would you adopt any of his personal rules? Please leave a comment with your thoughts, and don't forget to subscribe for more inspirational content. See you soon!